Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Well, to some, that video might have been inspiring and empowering, but for others, they can recognize that maybe it was difficult to listen to. I want to say that one of the goals of the video is to say that every person, every individual is a human, and that we need to recognize and embrace each other's humanity. And one way to do that is through recognizing intersectionality. But if the goal is to recognize everybody's humanity, then we also have to understand that this video wasn't about law enforcement, but more about how do we make sure we are not making people invisible? How do we recognize everybody's voice? I'll give an example. When I first decided to run for office, I was the first LGBT woman elected in the state. But sadly, all anybody wanted to talk about was me being LGBT. And while I'm proud to be an LGBT woman, it's not all of me. I'm also a farmer, an academic, a daughter, a sister, a feminist, a woman, a young woman, a Latina, an able-bodied woman, a woman from a working class background. But the more I got put in that one box, queer, pan, LGBT, the more I felt dehumanized. And the more I felt dehumanized, the more I felt the oppression and discrimination for being LGBT. So it's important for us to say, like, yes, we embrace these identities, but not let these identities suffocate the people. Second, is that as we embrace intersectionality, we dismiss or get rid of invisibility. We need to see everybody. We need every voice to be part of our movement. But the only way to do that is through embracing an intersectional consciousness and strategies. Third, I picked this video out of lots of videos, and I encourage you to Google intersectionality and just continue your own learning. But I picked this one because A, Kimberly Crenshaw is one of the leading scholars in intersectionality, and B, I really do think it's important for us to have a Black female voice as part of this conversation. Again, Black female voices, women of color voices have been historically invisible. How do we embrace them, highlight them, and even strengthen their voices? And I thought it was important to include this voice in the learning modules. And last but most important, we have two options in this world: to dehumanize folks or to humanize folks. And as part of an organization and a movement that believes in equality and social justice, then our number one goal is to humanize folks. And that is done through recognition of identities and an intersectionality consciousness. Sometimes this work isn't easy. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, but it is always necessary. And sometimes, and we all know this, uncomfort isn't a bad thing. It is in moments that challenge us to learn and to grow and to be better individuals and therefore a stronger movement. I really appreciate you taking the time to go on this journey. I know it isn't always easy, but I want you to know that we're here to help continue the conversation, both one-on-one or at a local party level. So let's continue.